Reaction now will welcome in Republican Congressman from Texas. That is Troy Nehls. Good to see you, Congressman. Thanks so much for coming on. All right, so we're going to talk about, if you don't mind, the report that we just showed you there, also the border, because a lot happening there, too. But let me start with that top story there. So the special master, again, will be appointed, and essentially this independent review, if you will, on the documents, materials seized. It was pointed out that the former president's medical records were taken, some of his tax records, among many, many other things. But one of the big things, if you read into what was released in terms of that federal judge, is that they will confer, which means both sides will talk about this and will come up with a solution as to who would be this special master and how this would be taking place. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, first off, Sean, thanks for having me. And I like the fact that Judge Cannon made this decision because it's an independent review. We have seen over the past 5 years that the DOJ, the FBI, they've been going after Donald Trump for years now. And so here they're going after him again. Think about it. He's been out of office 20 months. And the DOJ and the FBI are still attempting to just destroy this guy. So I don't think that the American people and Trumpies like me, can truly trust the DOJ and the FBI. As you can see in, the reports, Russia collusion and everything, it's just been nothing filled with lies. It's been all lies. And here they're going after him again. So I think this special master is a step in the right direction and maybe can give the American people a little bit of hope and confidence. And we got to get rid of this two-tier justice system. Donald Trump, he's guilty until proven innocent. Shameful.
This was called a win on CNN's website for President Trump. Again, the request approval for a special master. Again, that story, one will continue to follow. I'm going to go to the border, but before I do, you mentioned the term Trumpies. You saw President Biden on the road using that term, extremists, fascists, Trumpies, right, labeling the MAGA Republicans extremists. Do you have any thoughts on that? This kind of pivot on the way the president handles Republicans.
It's quite clear when you see President Biden. He gave the speech. He looked a little bit like Adolf with the red background, the devil. He's angry. Obviously, he is trying to motivate the base because he knows it's not looking good for his party in the midterms. It's not looking good for Joe, obviously, to get reelected. And everything is about Donald Trump. It's interesting, the Democrats don't talk about anybody in the Republican Party other than truly Donald Trump. Everything is about Trump because he realizes that if Donald Trump comes back in 2024, and he will be the nominee for the Republican Party. He is the leader of our party. You won't beat him. Joe understands he won't beat him in a fair election in 2024. He's trying to destroy him, and he's getting the DOJ and the FBI to help him.
Isn't that the equivalent, by the way, of mean tweets, something that many wanted to get rid of, right? The name calling, now that's happening there on the national stage, if you will. By the way, you pointed to the approval rating. Rasmussen's latest one has him at 45 and much lower on economy in the 30s. I'll move to the border crisis there, sir, your home state of Texas there. We have this report over the weekend, Border Patrol officials saying at least 9 migrants died while trying to cross the Rio Grande River. And according to the UN International Organization for Migration, this year is on track to break last year's record for the most deaths. The White House hasn't said much recently on this crisis, and really, honestly, not at all in terms of the record numbers here. Talk to me about this, how dangerous this is and the security at the border.
Well, when you look at the Rio Grande from Texas, you go all the way down into California, and I've been to Yuma, I've been to the Wall, I've seen it. Many, many people that have human traffickers and people, coyotes bringing them across, will try to cross in areas where there's relatively shallow water. But obviously, some of the migrants are trying to get through some of the treacherous waters, deep water, and it's sad to think that many, many of them lost their lives attempting to come here. But that's what you get when you have a president of the United States inviting people from across the globe to enter our country. It's sad that he's doing this. People are dying, swimming, trying to get across. And then there are tens of thousands of Americans each and every year dying for the fentanyl that's coming across because we don't have a secure southern border. So this president has done a horrible job. And Miss Lightfoot, that mayor up in Chicago the other day, talking about a crisis and this and that, and she's complaining because of a few buses coming to Chicago. The crisis was started by your president. Don't blame governors in Texas and Arizona for creating a crisis. The crisis was started by Joe Biden and his administration.
Yeah, talking about that, it was a war of words for a time between Governor Abbott and the mayor of New York City, Eric Adams, and he's responding, as you brought up, to Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot because buses are going to Chicago now, saying busing migrants to Chicago is racist. Abbott says Biden is putting the lives of Texans and Americans at risk and overwhelming our communities. Again, right there on your screen. Now, Texas is saying this is costing, though. It's not free. It is costing the state about $1,300 per rider. That's more than $12 million in 4 months. So I'll close on that. The thoughts on busing migrants to D.C., to New York City, and to Chicago, and the cost of it, sir. Is it worth it? Final thoughts on that.
It's worth it, and I'd be willing to sponsor one of the buses. Let the American people, there are people that are so sick and tired of what we've seen at our southern border. I'm telling you, people like me and others, we're not sending enough buses up to D.C., to New York and Chicago. Remember, those mayors up there are sanctuary cities. They are a welcoming city. So what are you complaining about? You're complaining about a few thousand people? We have 10,000 coming through our southern border here in the great state of Texas every day. So, no, I'm willing to sponsor a few buses. I'll reach out to the governor's office and let him know I'll sponsor a few people to go up to some of those liberal cities with those mayors, and you can deal with them. You deal with them. You're a welcoming city. Go ahead.
That's Congressman Troy Nehls of Texas. Congressman, always good to see you. Thanks for taking time for the viewer today. We do appreciate that.
Thank you, Sean.